This is going to be our final set of matches for this week of week number 2. My name is hi-rez Bart. That is hi-rez Drybear, and we are moments away from Exposed Secrets versus SK Gaming.
Exposed Secrets kind of climbing the charts here. We've seen a little bit of, an essence of the old Zalia kind of coming to the forefront, playing very, very well. SK, though, definitely hitting the charts. They did not they didn't perform the way we expected it to yesterday. I mean, SK has been performing very, very well.
Yeah.
Reels kind of top of the charts there. Definitely a strong performance across the board, but not to the same level we were expecting.
Yeah, I think SK has definitely struggled. I think there's no question there. I think Exposed Secrets is performing perhaps about where you would expect them to, coming in as one of the wild card teams, basically, and taking a look at their standings here. Exec has actually done at 3-2 with their win yesterday. They've started to kind of come into their own. I feel like here they have a real identity, which maybe SK is still searching for theirs. It seems like it's a Thanatos and a healing solo lane, and besides that, nothing really is feeling too comfortable, maybe?
Sure. Well, I think the biggest thing here is that, there seems to be a lot of standout play from a lot of these teams, right? In C9, when they shut down Sio, it seemed like everything fell apart. And same thing goes for Exposed Secrets. If they ban out a lot of what Zalia does best, it's something that is a little bit easier for them to manage. The problem is that Zalia does hyper carries. There's a lot of them to choose from, so
Yes.
it's tough to pull that out.
Yeah.
But look across the way, SK definitely looking very, very sharp. And we saw Maniac kind of go crazy there. But one thing you're gonna notice right off the bat, ladies and gentlemen, is that we have a stand-in here for SK. Warchi's gonna be playing.
Oh wow! Hey, yeah, look at that. Warchi, the sub, actually going to be playing here, and we'll see. Oh, an early Aphrodite ban coming off from Exposed Secrets there.
How do you do, Maniac?
Not having any of that.
Nope, and for a good reason, right? I mean, Aphrodite is handleable. It's just something you don't want to go through the effort of doing. It's just very, very difficult. Plus,
Yeah, you don't.
She can do a lot of damage as well. You get close to her, she's got the birds, the knockback, good stun, auto attacks as well, good aim out on penetration. It's going to make a big difference. And it gets to the point where it's just like, I can't kill her. I can't kill anyone she touches. And if it gets to the point where we have no more cooldowns left, it's going to get this perennial, I got her down to 10%, she went to 50. I got her down to 10%, she went to 50. It's really, really difficult.
Well, and it forces out your itemization in a big way as well.
It does.
You're
Brawlers,
forced into a Divine Ruin, and you're forced into a Weakening Curse, at least, if not in the addition to a Brawler's Beat Stick as well. But the Divine Ruin will almost be essential there, and unless you're able to draft a Zhonghui against it, there's not great options there unless you get Zhonghui or Ra to go into that lane up against the Aphrodite and really kind of shut down her healing. But on the side of Exec, they're going to take a look at Geb as their top pick here for Half Devil, and indeed they're going to go ahead and lock that in.
A little bit surprising. We know sometimes you like to grab up that Geb for the support players that are just exceptionally good at it, but Half Devil seems to be good at almost every support at the same level, right? It doesn't seem like any major standouts. Used to have a very strong play with the Odin, but now it seems like, Athena, Geb, all playing very well. Across the board, 2 selections here for SK. There's a lot on the board. Loki, notably one of them, have a couple other selections as well. Giannis is available. There's a Zhonghui.
Zhonghui, Ra, all available.
Yeah, definitely.
As is, Loki, but Loki less popular in the European scene, but Zhonghui and Ra and Giannis are, and Freya also available as well here. Maybe less priority.
It has to be Freya. It has to be Freya. Zalia's Freya was too strong 2 days ago. Honestly, if they're going to get Freya, they have to take Freya now before it goes over to Exposed Secrets and they take that Freya selection.
It's also a really good option against Geb. Magical Burst is very good against Geb by and large, as he is resilient against the crits. So they'll take Freya Habois here. So likely to be their solo in mid lane, but we'll see what goes on as the draft continues here. Looking back towards Exposed Secrets, they have a lot of options available on the board still. Giannis notably, as well as Zhonghui, but they're going to take Vamana.
Yeah, that's Zalia's backup. Again, it's one of those things where Vamon is kind of considered a hyper carry in certain circles just because his mid and late game transition is really strong, has a lot of AoE damage, and he picks up sprint and rage. He starts critting for a ton of damage, and it's impossible to peel off you. That's kind of his main strength.
Plus
there,
a nice natural Witchstone builder as well.
Yeah.
To go up against that Freya, that will definitely hurt her quite a bit. Is that the Vamana can rush into the Witchstone, I think.
Witchblade.
I'm Witchblade, it's a Witchblade now. We turned it from a stone into a blade because
we're living in the future.
Reasons. And as the Witchblade now, it's something that he can even rush. He can even load out with this Ancient Blade, this rank 2 of the Witchblade, if he wants to. The physical protection, giving him a bit of damage, and the attack speed, all well and good, but likely to be something more like the heavier Runeforged Hammer rank 2.
Definitely. Well, we see a Thanatos here is the question. We do know Zeros is over there. Might be looking at that right now. But it's going to be a Chalk instead. So SK Gaming going to go for Chalk. Most likely putting this into the solo lane, although it could be jungling. I imagine that the Freya will go to the jungle onto the hands of Zeros. But my question is, how are they going to plug Warchi into this lineup?
Well, it's a good question. Expectation would be as the support. That is, of course, the role he is replacing.
Right.
And a little surprised not to see them draft, the Geb or the Athena for him, just one of the more standard picks, although he may be, like a pocket Amir, Bacchus, or Kumbhakarn player.
Well, I mean, they're losing Badja, of course, and Badja's been playing incredibly well,
Yeah,
especially
Badger's
with
been playing
Geb. And
top-notch.
so with Geb gone, it may be the point that just everything after Geb is fine, right? It's just
Yeah.
as long as they get Geb, they can do great things. Other than that, it's just like, well, we'll get whatever we need. Notably, Athena not banned out here is going to be Uhl on the side of Exposed Secrets, so not really wanting a play on the other side for reals with Rom or Uhl. Apollo is available though, and would fit pretty well into this lineup, especially with this lineup of like mid-range burst magical characters.
Yeah.
If Apollo can land behind you and force you into them, it does a lot of work there, plus a lot of single target damage. So I
Yeah,
imagine
Chalk
they're
to
gonna
occupy him
come
as
with
well,
that.
so you can get to those back lines and get out safely.
Strange to see the Uhl ban.
We'll see. Yeah, the Uhl ban, I guess it's just a burst they don't want to deal with, maybe. It certainly isn't the range poke, but it could just be the burst coming out onto Thor, which is a fairly squishy target.
Very squishy indeed. The question is, what will Xec run here? Shadow Nightmare has been known to run some very strange things in the mid lane. Zalia, of course, taking Vamon. Thor will be going to Frostiak, and Geb will be going to Half Devil. So picking now for Shadow Nightmare in the mid lane, and of course picking the Hunter role there for Funballer. On her seems to be a very popular pick for Funballer. See if he goes down that road. Looks like he's going to go for Artemis instead, not
Late game
knowing
up
what the
against
other
Hubwa.
Hunter is.
Makes sense. I mean, this secures their late game Vamana and Artemis pretty
Takes
much
away
going to
from
be
Reals as well.
they're going to be pretty much as hard as you can get, and Real's a very good Artemis player. And well, notably, Serket not drafted nor banned in this match here, so I doubt SK's going to be able to incorporate that unless they would have put Freya into that Hunter position and throw something else in the jungle, which is, of course, an option.
Right.
Or if they want to go for the physical damage, but right now they're a little bit they're going to be a little bit weak
Moonbots?
on physical carry potential, and their tower timings are going to be pretty
Right.
weak with this lineup. But Freya, Hubble both very good against Vamana, who's going to be the carry towards the end of the game.
Oh, Freya Hunter it is.
We were right about something else going to the jungle, but it's going to be Thanatos that they're going to like to go for. It does synergize well with the burst
Right.
as well. The idea of you can burst them down into the threshold and have Thanatos execute them right away.
Yeah, I was expecting the Thanatos as the third pick instead of the Chalk. I know Zero is very good at Thanatos. It seems like a great lineup for Thanatos, especially up against something like a Vamana. When Vamana gets up in the ultimate, he's hard to kill off. You can just execute him right when you get to that threshold. At max rank, it's a very, very high percentage. I believe it's 40% there. For
Yes,
so
I believe
very,
that.
very high. So at level 20, he'll be able to get a really good execute on Vamana. So we're actually going to see Freya landing up with Athena here. It's going to be into the mid lane is going to be Chalk, and then solo will be Hubwa. It looks like Maniac is going to be taking over support away from the solo lane. Warchi is going to be standing in for solo in place of Maniac here with a Chalk mid. Now it's going to be Chalk mid against Isis, which, if there's some mages that Chalk does very well against. Isis is one of them. However, they drafted Chalk before Isis.
You think Shark does that well against? I mean, granted, I guess Shark does well against any mage that doesn't have passive farm capabilities like the Outgongs. But Isis has such good clear. I mean, it's just.
Well, no, it's not about that. It's Isis does well against mages she can poke.
Yeah.
She can't poke Chalk. So, you look at a very squishy mage that can be pushed out of the lane, because Isis has the full lane clear that can hit you and poke you with the Spirit Ball.
Okay.
But if she can't push you out of the lane, it's like you just ignore her.
Gotcha. Well, it's a sad day to have Maniac as your solo laner in fantasy, as he will probably not be picking up too much from you.
Bunch of kills.
Or for you here.
Yeah.
Maybe he will, because he is playing both Hubwa and Athena there, as you see.
Wow. Good for him.
Hey.
Is he multi-boxing?
He's multi-boxing.
Damn.
He's also playing 6 Shamans in World of Warcraft right now.
Wow, that's
Believe it or not.
amazing. I'm impressed. I am actually really impressed.
Yeah, no idea where Badge is, guys. He is being subbed in today. It is Warchi that is going to be playing onto the Hubwa. In the solo lane, your support will be Maniac on the side of SK, and it will be in the mid lane Captain Twig onto Chalk.
Well, good opportunity to kind of bring it up to our faces and talk a little about the match you're seeing right now. Exposed Secrets up against SK Gaming. One thing to know as far as the standings go, we do see Exposed Secrets sitting at 3-2, SK at 3-3. So SK has played one more match total than Exposed Secrets, and they've lost it. So it's going to be a little bit of a difference here. Exposed Secrets holding on to the second place slot, but only just, considering the fact they're 3-2, and then third place is 4-3. So they've played a lot more matches, but 2 more matches total. So it's going to come down to what they do with this match, whether they hold on to second place.
Well, the big question here yet again is going to be, can Zalia get Vamana off the ground? I mean, Zalia has been a wrecking force for this team when he has come online, and Vamana, a great god to do it with. Can they put it together, though, today? Granted, they do have Frostiak in the jungle and Thor, which should help out quite a bit in the solo lane, as we've mentioned several times. Ganks out of the Fire Giant pit, very successful, but Thanatos on the other side for zeros can accomplish the same thing.
We'll see if Funballer goes for the double stacking strategy. He does like to go that with his hunters. And Artemis has kind of had a very strange transition. Previously was kind of this like stand and farm, hyper carry out, play you late game. Then we made her run faster, have CC immunity, and have a longer poke. Yep. And we're like, okay, now she's a crazy laner and she's a late game carry.
Right.
And then we nerfed her again, and now she's just like, I'm gonna stand and farm and wait for late game.
Right. Yeah. Well, there's a lot of notable, I guess, kind of ability changes to her.
Right.
Her 3 at one point was scaling off magic damage, which of course she couldn't buy. There's a lot of strange things going on basically with Artemis, and now has kind of settled into this role as an in-hander, at least for now. But we'll see. We'll see if it doesn't continue that way. Of course, who knows? Someone might start building Transcendence and Heartseeker on her and just using her 3 with cooldown reduction and doing tremendous amounts of damage to everyone because that ability is huge and scales pretty effectively. So, but we are going to move into game here, guys, and go ahead and introduce your teams. Let's get that underway.
Well, we're going to be waiting for the match to start up here shortly. We'll be getting into the match pretty quickly here, so thank you for your patience. If you're just joining us, we are in the last day of the second week of the Smite Pro League. We've already completed a total of 9 other days. This is the 10th day of the SPL. We'll be starting here with SK versus the one, the only Exposed Secrets. But, since we have a stand-in here for solo today, I think it's really important to cover what the solo laners have done so far and how they've performed, right? Because Maniac is now going to be moving over into the support role. You see him on screen there, Zalia at 3.3 KDA, 464 GPM, and Maniac will be at 2.7 KDA and 443 GPM. So Maniac not really stacking up as highly to Zalia. Zalia's stats before this week were actually really, really low. Yeah. But coming into this after that quadra kill game with the Freya, going to the next day and just getting incredibly strong farm, he's scaling up fast.
Yeah, and Maniac here, as you can see, the 2.7 KDA, probably one of the lower sets of deaths in the Pro League. On Maniac, plays a lot of those, plays a lot of Chang'e, a lot of Aphrodite, a lot of Ra, a lot of healers that are safe. 50% win-loss for him. GPM suffers a little bit on the back of that as he is forced to make rotations with those more support-minded kind of individuals. And then, of course, if you're getting quadra kills, your GPM will be quite high for Zalia.
Definitely. One thing to note as well, that Captain Twig and Maniac have the same KDA 2.7. Captain Twig just happens to have a little less deaths onto that style there. So, it's definitely a strong performance so far, and we're actually seeing a lot of revival in the second week. I mean, Team Dignitas now finding 3 wins in a row after losing 4 the first week. Yeah. Exposed Secrets climbing the charts as well after their first game, their debut in the Smite Pro League. They picked up Zeus, Odin, and Freya.
Yeah,
and a really strange pickup there. It
did not work
weird. Of course, not the new Odin, the old Odin, the one that we will only fondly remember at this point in time. So definitely a lot of revivals here. TSM again getting a couple wins. We're actually looking a little bit stronger there, but I believe they actually, they're 2-4, so they found the 1 win this week and starting to look a little bit stronger. But of course, lost after that. Mortality got their first loss, so teams are being taken down.
Well, guys, it does look like the players are starting to reconnect here. We should have the game underway for you in the next 30 seconds or so would be my expectation. Let's go ahead and introduce our teams as we are underway here in-game. It's going to be Exposed Secrets versus SK Gaming.
Head-to-head, 0-1. Exposed has faced SK before, and they lost that matchup. So SK has a win over Exposed Secrets so far. On the front screen, you're going to see Shadow Nightmare with his wonderful suit, the only SPL player to wear a suit for his picture. Zalia in the solo lane, of course. Funball on the Hunter role. Half Devil in support, and Frostiak in the jungle.
Their opponents today fighting out of the red side of the map, but wearing the SK blue and defending the Titan of Chaos. It is going to be SK Gaming. Maniac will be your, well, not soul laner in this game. He will be your support, actually playing on Athena. Captain Twig is in the mid, this time on Shock. Reels will still remain the Hunter as Freya. Zeros will be in the jungle as Thanatos. And finally, Warchi will be holding down the soul lane as Habwa.
Habwa, an interesting character we've seen time and time again. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. We actually saw it yesterday, and it was really rough. Ended up dying a lot early on into the match there. It was actually played by Bouge, I believe. Ended up starting the match 1-3, went 2-3, got a couple assists, and finally ended the match 3-3, but had a very hard time activating Habwa for a lot of reasons, right? And given the fact that, Wait, is Captain Twig? Oh, Warchi's in the mid lane here. I would imagine that Warchi's going to go. Yeah, so he's just defending the mid lane. Okay, wow. Smart play there. I don't know why they were trying to do this because it's a little bit difficult. So here's my thought process. They had Warchi stand in the mid lane with Reels so that Shadow Nightmare saw them, expecting that Habwa was going mid. Now, they know that's a stand-in, right? They know that's a sub, so maybe they don't know where the sub's going to go. Captain Twig specifically hid behind the wall, so maybe they're thinking now that Habwa's going to be mid and Chalk's going to be solo, and they're going to start planning for that and then be surprised.
Well, the camps are going to be split here. We'll see as Shadow Nightmare rotates into the lane. We'll see if this Isis does take on a surprise face. My God, it's Chuck here with me now.
Whoa!
No, no indication of that here, but yeah, I mean, it could be a little bit of mind games coming out from SK. I don't see any reason why not.
Cute.
Yeah, cute little mind games.
Left lane, some aggression coming down on Maniac, forcing him out of the lane here. We'll see how Maniac actually fills into that support role with Athena. Now, solo lane healers is his strategy, and so that kind of translates really well to Guardian. I mean, if you're kind of in that situation, right, you're a tanky person that heals people, so you're already in the support mindset of helping people stay alive. So maybe the translation's actually pretty easy here for Maniac. But my question is onto Warchi. Can actually Warchi play this solo lane hubble?
Yeah, going up against Zalia, one of the best in the business here in Europe at playing the solo lane. Warchi definitely has work cut out for him, but the Vamana versus Hubwa matchup isn't too bad. Crushing Wave will allow you to get away from Vamana, even if he does have like the Fatalis or the Sprint online. And realistically, unless you really overextend, you should be okay on Warchi to basically just cut away from Vamana at any point. You don't rely on the attack speed, which is a lot of what Tremana's so good at. His Umbrella Ring slowing your attack speed as well as your run speed. Tends to be very difficult to deal with.
We're actually like eating a death side face there in the jungle. We saw Zeros actually go back. You didn't see it on camera there, but of course Zeros went back to the back Harpy camp in the top bottom right corner and stole it away. And as the rotation came out from Frastek, ate a death scythe in the face. Now he's going for another one, looking for some steal here, forcing the hammer out. Zeros just all up in Frostiak's face right now, stealing away and putting pressure where pressure belongs, actually forcing half double on Frostiak to group up and do the movement speed buff. They're so afraid of this steal here. Death Scythe going to miss in the mid lane. Of course, that would have possibly brought Shadow Nightmare within range of death from the Thunderstrike. But
right side lane, Warchi in a lot of trouble here, as is Zalia. Both of them getting very, very low. The final water cannon doing quite a bit of damage there, and Warchi trying to close the distance. They're thinking about going back in, but both of them are going to fall back, at least for the moment. It looks like Warchi will, as Zeros rotates over. Not yet level 5. This would be an easy execute for him. Looks like Warchi's going to press the issue after using a green pot and healing up quite a bit. And Zeros is going to float back towards the mid lane. Looks like, yeah, an advantage to Vamana here, as you can pop the ultimate and go ahead and heal right back up.
Maybe heal right back up, indeed. Warchi doesn't really have that same strength, but he will be able to use last hits from the Vampire Trout to keep himself healed, of course. We see mid-caps coming up in just about 30 seconds or so. You see Zeros already lurking in the mid-camp area. Damage buff is about to be taken here by Captain Twig. We can see Shadow Nightmare having a bit of a troubled time against Captain Twig here early on. Can't really push him out of the wave and taking a lot of harassment. The Thunderstrike and Torrent area effect are quite large, and so he's able to kind of poke the wave and also hit Shadow Nightmare at the same time. Had a little trouble there. Zero's level 5, Captain Twig level 5, Shadow Nightmare level 5. Now Frostek is not level 5, so waiting for that activation.
Warchi actually whiffing the ultimate over in the soul lane versus Zalia. Not sure if it would have killed anyway, but definitely would have given him massive lane advantage, but it is going to allow him to fall back.
It's looking for Frostiak up in the air. Look at the shield that actually will go away there. Frostiak forcing it away off of the mid camp. Does he have a hog? He does indeed. Right camp will go to SK. Looks like the left camp will go to SK as well. So just due to the ultimate from Zeros forcing the disengage from Frostiak, they got both camps.
Now in the mid lane we see that it is, well, a bit of a 3v3. Everyone just piling in there after securing the mid camps. Frostiak looking for a good angle to try to initiate there, but only at level 4 while Zero sits at level 6. Not advisable for the Thor to go in at this point. On the left side lane, Reels playing Freya, Funballer, and Artemis. I don't think we've seen Reels play on Freya before.
No, we haven't had him play the magical at all. In fact, he just really likes his physical carries, and he's quite good at them. But Freya being selected here, Rom and Ull were both banned out, so there's that thought, right? But Apollo was still available the entire time. Top coming out on the left side, going to find Funballer for him. He does have his Boar available, so he'll be able to pop that if he needs to. He might not be popping it here. If he gets too low, the ultimate for Freya might finish him off. Real's not going to pop that. It looks like he doesn't have enough mana just yet to do the last little bit of death application to Funballer, but a lot of aggression in absence of half double.
Yeah, and half double going to be forced to rotate back over there and at least babysit the lane while Artemis falls back, allowing more room for Reels to farm up here. Maniac going to help him clear this wave. Looks like they want to push into the tower and get Reels back to base pretty soon here. Looks like he's going to be going for, well, we'll see after he buys his next piece, but likely to be the Witchblade here. It's been a little bit more popular than the Fatalis as the opening item. But no, it will be the Hasten Fatalis for Freya. Obviously, that item does give you quite a bit more in terms of offensive capability, but that Witchblade, if you get it out so early, it allows him to box Funballer just so aggressively because you won't have an attack speed that left for some time on top of those Devour Spells.
And also take a little bit less damage from Frostiak when he rotates over as well. Zalia going for this very, very tanky utility-style build here. He went for the Heavy Hammer to get the slow, which helps against Habwa tremendously, but then goes directly into Emerald Talisman. Now, there's a realistic possibility that he doesn't finish this. He just leaves it here.
Almost 100% he won't finish this and will finish his boots. And then probably build into a Hide of the Urchin, and then consider coming back and picking something else up. Maybe still, after Range Blade, will he go and finish off his early defensive items.
Now, if you're wondering what the difference between the Emerald Talisman and the Stone of Gaia is, it's going to be a little bit of stats, right? It's actually a pretty significant. Oh, right side looking for War. She's going to find him, knock him, and there he goes, and the shark will bite him after doing a little twirly-dee, and then he goes down there. So there's going to be first blood exposed secrets with a Frostiak ultimate across the way, dunking down on top. But just to finish my thought real quick, it is the HP 5 and MP 5 a little bit more, and stats will be slightly more. But the passive is 2% of your health, max health for every 8 seconds. When you get Stone of Gaia, it's 2% of your max health every 5 seconds, so it just regenerates a little bit faster.
Yeah, and a lot more HP, I believe, being the primary stat that goes up with Stone of Gaia. Stone of Gaia is 250 health, or I
think it's 200.
It either doubles or doubles plus some there. To finish off that item, Shadow Nightmare in the mid lane takes a lot of harass underneath the tower. It looks like Chalk's actually going to die this one. Ultimate coming out, silencing. Chalk taking the tower hits. Now the Tor coming out, not enough to kill off Shadow Nightmare. Needs another Axe Toss. He's going to use it on the minions. Thor coming in with a spin to win, and the Athena ultimate not channeled in time. Down he goes. A misplay by Captain Twig, diving the tower against the Isis. Shadow Nightmare smartly uses the ultimate to heal back up.
So the HP actually stays the same. You get 100 HP at tier 2 and you get 100 HP at tier 3, so it's exactly the same for HP. You get a lot more HP 5 and a little bit more MP 5 and 20 more magical protection. So the difference between tier 2 and tier 3 is actually not that big, and a lot of it just comes down to the fact that passive regenerates faster. I mean, you just get more percentage of HP a little bit faster, and of course more HP 5 and a little bit more magical protection. So he's actually going to finish it. Stone of Gaia complete now. That regeneration is going to be activated now, and now going into boots after the fact, strangely enough. But he will be pretty much impervious to the kill from Warchi when you combine the passive from Stone of Gaia, the protection, as well as his ultimate.
Yeah, those things combined, when you have the ultimate going with the Stone of Gaia passive, if they both take at the same time, it's pretty gross. Thanatos crashing in, or Frostiak, I'm sorry, crashing in onto Thanatos here. Thor in some trouble. He's now within the threshold, and taking to the skies is that Thanatos will secure that kill. On the backside, however, Maniac was killed as well. Now the ultimate coming out from Half Devil on the Twig. They're going to try to burst him down. Spear Ball is going to miss as Zeros moves forward as well to zone out the Isis a bit. But here comes Zalia on the long rotation. Funballer coming as well. 4 members now of Exposed Secrets are in the mid lane. Frostiak, of course, already dead. And I love this play here. They're going to pop the Boar, and the Boar actually does a lot of damage to this tower here, about as much as a normal in-hand character at this point. A little added DPS, plus it will chain to members that come into range. So forcing out SK for some time there and getting some extra tower damage, showing in those 40s. But backside here, there is a Havwa available as Frey rotates in as well. Warchi's here. Warchi ultimately coming through, doing a lot of damage. Now it's Funball going to go down to the Athena, dropping in. Warchi getting that kill as well. A double for the Havwa to date. Don't think they can aggress here on Zalia too much. He is already in that big baby form, but a great rotation from the Havwa going to result in a lot of damage. Now Frostiak in some trouble, but he's going to be A-okay as well. And SK may be looking for the Gold Fury here as they move off to the left side of the map.
Yeah, no ultimates available on the side of Exposed Secrets, and unfortunately, if Shadow Nightmare died with his ultimate available, that's the downside of killing Athena first in the fight, is that when she responds, she's going to ult right back into it. Zalia gets spawned up there. There's the bandage coming out. The silence from the Soul Reap. He dashes away with the clear the path. Can he get the distance about? Up in the air goes Reels, looking for the shot, gonna find him here. Now Frostiak all by himself trying to buy time, getting him off the Gold Fury, but what can he do? He's silenced out. He's looking for the kill on Captain Twig or Maniac. Can he find the kill? He's so low, he's surrounded, nowhere to go. Teleports into the rock, which turns out to be his death there. Devil
he actually managed to steal.
Does he have Hog 3?
No one has Hog 3. He steals that away with Hog 1.
Wow.
No Hog 3's on the board. Perfect timing from Frostiak, plus the extra damage coming in. Steals a Gold Fury away from SK Gaming, and Exec comes out way ahead now with a 1,300 gold advantage, and they've drawn the experience to dead even now on the back of that, even after giving up all those kills in the mid lane. A huge play by Frostiak keeps Exec in the early game.
Yeah, my screen actually said SK, but looking at the graphs, you're exactly right. The gold did go to Exposed Secrets, so a bit of a graphical bug on my end, but amazingly enough, beautiful play by Frostiak, and absolutely worth his death there. He almost even got a kill on the back end of it, so aggressive play pays off, and now we see Exposed Secrets pulling ahead.
Hey, that's one way to do it. But I mean, that's the danger of what SK did there. They go for the early Gold Fury without the Hog 3. and they weren't able to make too much of it. Captain Twig going to take some damage in the mid lane, but nothing too much. 2 ultimates used, but only take him down to half HP. The resiliency of the Chalk being seen there, just pops the beads and walks right out.
Well, that's the power of Chalk mid, is that a lot of times you expect to be able to bully the mage. You can't bully Chalk out of the lane. Maybe John to Captain Twig, look for the Berserker Barrage, gonna find it there. Shockwave takes the kill. Half double look for Maniac now. He's got a preemptive strike. He can dash away from this just fine. Rotation from Shadow Nightmare as we see the right lane looking for a kill on Warchi, slowing him down. There goes the water cannon. Water spout is not available just yet. Zelia will back away from that one, but the benefit of exchanging blows like that is to Maniac in trouble in the mid lane.
Going in the mid lane. Maniac in some trouble. Down he will fall as well. The Athena to go, and I love the pressure that Exposed Secrets is putting onto the mid lane here, especially on the tower. Look how much damage they've done already with these early rotations. Every time they pick up a kill here, they get a few pot shots onto the tower, and they'll have this thing down in the next couple of minutes around that 12-minute mark if things keep up this way. And it will be great for them, giving them the map control and making the next Gold Fury very difficult for SK to contest.
Does Frostiak have an ultimate? He doesn't. Looking for a gank here on Warchi. Does Warchi see it? Doesn't have a ward. Doesn't have a vision. There goes this Berserker Barrage right on top. The knockup will not work on that one, and he will get in with a free kill. Warchi staying way too long. And the benefit of having a ultimate on Vamana plus Dona Gaia is that every time that they trade blows, Warchi and Azalea backs off, he's going to regenerate much faster than Warchi ever will. Rotates to the right lane. Zeros, does he have an ultimate available? He does indeed, but he has no teammates behind him. Everyone has disengaged at this point, looking to clear the wave.
Yeah, between clear the path and Mjolnir's 2-minute there, it's pretty easy to go ahead and bail out. Excuse me.
Yeah, he's good to go there.
If you are the Thor and the Vamana there, they're able to get out. And as you saw, Hubwa does not have a great answer to Thor. Thor did not even use a stun there, just poured it in the tower, used Berserker Barrage, and because of the knockup immunity there, Hubwa forced to eat it, down he will fall.
Well, Thor has this really strange timing that, you know, he is pretty weak at low levels, like levels 1, 2, and 3. His damage is almost ignorable and really weak, but if he starts to get a small initiation mid lane, look for Captain Twig getting the stun out on top of him, knocking him out there. There goes the ultimate coming out from Isis. The silence will come through. He can't pop it. He's actually gonna miss the damage on Captain Twig. 1 shot, 2 shot, 3 shot. Needs the last one. Not gonna find it. There goes the basic attack to finish him off there. Now it's a 2 versus 1 on top of half double. Half double dropping low in the mid lane. There goes the ultimate coming out from Athena. Athena look for the fight on the left side. Ferocity gonna get the kill on Zeros in the jungle. Now not gonna have up and go. Air goes. Real's gonna find it. Spirit Ball on top of Maniac. Does he have a dash away? The taunt interrupts the channeling of the Wing Gust, but Thor's over the wall. Berserker Rush coming out here. Needs a little bit of a stun. One more shot will do it. There goes the hammer coming on out. Needs the finish before he dashes away. Can he get the distance? He should be able to secure this kill. Priming up the dash. There goes the hammer on top. Now Reals is forced to defend this tower, but in his absence, Funball is attacking his own.
Yeah, Funball will likely take this with the Artemis attack speed buff if he's skilled it at this point. Likely he's already used it to get the early damage, but this tower should be dead to rights. Rotating over is going to be Reals, but it's just going to be too late. He realizes that. Falls back and looks to farm up some minions here as Funballer does take the first tower of the game, but well, in fact, Exec looking to take mid as well. Going to be the second tower to fall. If all that pressure they put on it earlier going to allow that. And then they can pile in a right lane and take all the tier 1s here pretty shortly. Warchi in a lot of trouble here. May actually be going down. Indeed, he will. Azalea positioning just too strong with that Umbrella Ring. Picks it up on the back hit, and down goes the Hubwa, who is definitely struggling in this matchup. Well, 2 and 3, but those 2 kills coming off of a mid-rotation where...
Hammer left side looking for Rails, going to find it. Great stun out from Frosty. Block comes out as well. Now looking for Zamage here on Maniac, forcing him away. Rotation from half double into the fight they go. Beautiful play so far from Exposed Secrets across the board. Looking to force Captain Twig out of the fight as they look for the damage buff. They're going to be able to steal this away just perfectly fine. Looking for Captain Twig. There goes the stun. Needs a little bit more interruption to stop him from going up into his ultimate. Berserker Rose coming through. He's going to torrent right on top of Shadow Nightmare. Shadow Nightmare dropping low. There goes ultimate again. Slow them down, but the silence will come out. Big heal from Shadow Nightmare's ultimate. Now looking for Captain Twig. The sprint is activated, but Thor's going up there. Looking for the dunk. Zeros is too far away. Warchi is nowhere to be seen. Needs a good interruption here, but the purification beads will keep him alive. Zero's still farming the mid lane, and Warchi's on his way, but what a beautiful engagement there from Exposed Secrets. Now 6,000 gold, or 5,300 gold in the lead.
They definitely have SK's number in this game. They've taken 2 of the tier 1s. They found some kills on to Reals as well there. That first kill being pretty important. Although he does have the 3 kills to his name is Freya. They'll take the final tier 1 on the right side as Azalea pushes that wave up, given the Hubble rotation on the left. Trying to make something out of this is SK with all the force they put into the left side lane here. They're going to try to take this gold for you, but here's Half Devil. He's going to rotate in, knocked up, banished out by Freya, and that's going to be that. Now they're going to turn onto him. Maybe it'll take down Half Devil as well. Caught out all by his lonesome. Indeed, they will. And SK can think about a Fire Giant here if they find another pick, but it seems unlikely. Zero's taken to the sky, and away he will go. Rallying back towards the team, where Zalia continues to split push on the right side, putting some pressure onto the tier 2, and actually looks like Zalia wants to stay. At this point, looking at his, at his items with the Stone Guy Frosting Mallet,
4 members coming over here. They're going to
Oh,
kill the
Reels
left side.
dies
Reels will go
again.
down, but that's a 3 versus 1 on Azalea. Can Azalea get out of this
He'll be
alive?
fine.
He has sprint activation and clear the path, but
Later.
they need good control here. Zero's going to go up. Actually, they're just going to let him go. They're not even looking to follow him. Now he's going to be able to rotate to the left side and look to the mid Phoenix as well. Clear out the wave. Now they're going to force back Captain Twig. Left side tower has fallen here. And Exposed Secrets is just all over the map, and SK does not have a response.
The map control is immense right now. The pressure put on the right side forces out the rotations, noting that Exec dives onto Reels under tower, kills him, takes the tier 2. Tier 2 on the right side takes about half of its HP. And well, in the meantime, Vamana actually sniped a wave in between the tier 2 tower and the Phoenix, which is going to give them a lot of pressure onto that tier 2 in the mid as well. And as you can see, Exec charging down the lane there with the Artemis and the Isis to just try to chip away at the mid tower here. This kind of attrition-style gameplay from Exposed Secrets is working very well. In a lot of trouble is Twig. One more shot should do it. And, oh no, the Bandit's coming out from Reels there. Now it's Funballer in a bit of trouble. Reels does have that Fatalis. It's going to be able to sink him pretty well. Zero's going to silence him out. Down he will fall. In the meantime, Shadow Nightmare looking for, well, Maniac in the mid lane here on the Athena. Not going to find it. Wingguts will, however, but he's in some trouble as well. The rotations come out and explode he does.
One by one.
Yeah, one by one they come in. Crushing wave going through, only hitting Frostyak there, taking this. Guys now is Reels putting out damage back onto Frostyak. One more water cannon should do it, but he ports away with Mjolnir's attunement. Zeros goes down to the Zalia rotation, who's here in the big baby form. Now it's Warchi, who, well, Warchi's next on the list of those that will fall to Vamana, and boom goes the Dynamite. Half Devil looking pretty weak here as well. Gonna need another Stone Shield. Will find it. Can Zalia take down Twig, or at least peel him off for now? Yes, the rollout comes out, and it looks like the support will live, at least for the moment. Twig continuing to chase, but splitting up are Zalia and Half Devil. Twig gonna elect to run after Half Devil, but it's gonna be a tall task to catch that Geb at this point, as he's out of axe strike range. And a pretty back and forth exchange there overall. As Frosty continues in, this thing will just never end.
Man, they're just getting real greedy here in the spite of Exposed Secrets. Actually giving a little bit of wiggle room to SK Gaming, giving him a chance to come back into this match here. Funballer enter go for the Executioner. Reels looking to finish out that Demonic Grip for penetration, filling out the same kind of role that Executioner would for a physical counterpart here. Shadow Nightmare looking for a lot of penetration, actually picks up the Bancroft's Talon tier 2, the Talon Trinket, and leaves it there. Goes straight into the Spirit of the Magus from Stack up with the Wingguts, and of course follow up with the Spirit Ball or the Ultimate. That allows him to just get massive burst. Fire Giant is available here, Bart, and SK is grouping up to defend it. What can they do there? There goes the trap on top of Maniac, forcing him away. If they get this kill before the Fire Giant, this is huge for them. They're going to get it. Maniac going down there. Zero's forced to disengage. The damage from Artemis is going to be very huge. Probably his ultimate that is now going to be on cooldown. Warchi going in there looking for Warchi. Can he get the slow on top? He has the ultimate available to dash away if he needs to. It just came off cooldown, so we'll see if he decides to use it here. But oh, there it goes. Jumping on top of Warchi. Warchi going down to the Wing Guts. There goes the Spirit Ball point blank from Shadow Nightmare. More of a Sio-style strategy. Isis with the blink stun.
Frosty on the backside here actually do a lot of damage. Reels now porting in. Reels forced into the sky. He can be chased out if they want it. Captain Twigs and silence everyone out. I mean, earlier in that engagement, Frosty had an easy kill on a Warchi, but actually elected to try to chase down the Thanatos there. And they actually have to commit a little bit more than perhaps they would have liked to this kill underneath the tower. And given that, they're not going to be able to aggress too much further down this lane. And are in an awkward position for Fire Giant with Frosty not a lot of mana. And Thor such an ability-based, kind of warrior here, assassin style. Frostak's actually going to be the one looking to keep them out and going to pull right back in on top of Reels. 1, 2, 3 in hand should do it, but no. Now it's going to be Frostak to fall, but the Athena ultimate extended there. And both of them falling back, they haven't decided, well, that they haven't figured out that Exec was just taking the Gold Fury. And Thor, the sacrificial lamb, doing his job quite nicely there. Yeah. Exposed Secrets picks it up. Well, and on top of their 8,400 gold advantage and their 11,000 XP, there's a good opportunity here for them to go ahead and push down this mid lane or take the left side Phoenix here, likely their targets. I
don't like the choice with Frosty. I think it was ill-advised and it was not really a good placement. And the Fire Jet was pretty much guaranteed at that point. You saw Zeros on the left side of the map. You saw Captain Twig pushing the mid lane. Realistically, it was only just going to be Warchi or possibly Reels to come in and contest the Fire Jet, which neither of them could. They would both be bursted down immediately. So I don't like the choice of Frosty to distract him in that way, especially given the fact that he had his ultimate available. He could have flown away if possible, but he just decided to try and poke and look for kills. And if he stayed alive, he would have had a Fire Jet buff, and his team would have had a Thor initiation at this point in time to defend the Gold Fury or push on over.
Warchi, you did.
He did.
He did. He used Crushing Wave to try to disengage a little bit earlier in that fight, and sprint plus clear the path. Got Zalia right back up there, and with the Rage Blade online, and the absurd amount of damage. Just take a quick moment here and talk about that Vamana ultimate. I'm going to pull up the stats on it, but the reason why the Rage Blade is so good is you look at Funballer trying to sneak a quick Gold Fury here. And quick it is indeed with the late game Artemis, but taking a look at the Vamana here, the physical power contribution of his ultimate is just absurd. If I could get my computer to behave there. There we are. So the ultimate of Colossal Fury, at max rank, 140 additional physical power from using that ultimate. At 4th rank, which he is now, 115 additional physical power. So he gets just tremendous, tremendous damage. And with his in-hand scaling at 100%, plus the crit, you see him doing late-game Hunter-style crit damage 20 minutes into the game, and Vamana is...
AoE.
Yeah, in an AoE, Vamana is a absolute nightmare. Hard carry, and, you know, it's one of these things where eventually someone will play him in any pro setting, and I would expect to see a lot more of Vamanas considering how effective this is being.
Well, here comes Exposed Secrets running down the front line here, crossing over the 20-minute mark as SK is forced to defend. They're 10,000 gold behind. They don't have the Fire Giant buff. 4 out of the 5 members, minus Frostiak, of course, does have Fire Giant buff despite of Exposed Secrets. Funballer is pushing up the left lane, but he's not really someone who can get out of the fight here. So if he gets too greedy here with his positioning, he may get picked off on the left side, but that's going to be a split push strategy. 4 on the middle and 1 on the left side going out the way. 5 members from SK are fielding this defense here in the front line. Can they actually defend this against Exposed Secrets? They're splitting up pretty effectively here, and of course they do have all ultimates available in the game. No one is lacking their cooldowns right now, so we'll see if it works out for SK to defend this, but if they make one small misstep, it's going to hurt.
Oh yeah, I mean, and there it does hurt. Captain Twig getting picked off by that Spirit Ball, taking 405 damage on the fairly tanky Chalk with that Height of the Urchin. Imagine how that's for someone else. Maniac going deep here, now going to be forced to hold back out as the board comes out, crashing down on top of Twig, taking this guy's Frostiak, looking to re-engage. It's going to be on the Twig as he tries to make it back and rally to his team. No, going deep into the back lines is Frostiak, trying to pick off reals and zeros, but he's got a bit too deep. Warchi will fall, but he's going to need a Mowler's Entombment to get back out of this one, throwing out the stun. Down to the Phoenix, he will fall, but piling in is the rest of Exposed Secrets, and down goes the rest of SK Gaming. A deicide at the base with the Phoenixes exposed should mean the game in favor of Exposed Secrets.
24-12, they've doubled the kill mark. Looking at the gold right now, you can see that they're already at a 14,000 or 13.5k lead here. Top damage does go to Zalia overall. He's going to be sporting a 15.3k damage overall. An amazing number there for Vamana, but that's kind of the problem, right? He was 1-1-1 10 minutes ago. Now he's 5-1-6. And that's what happens when you get late game Vamana. Vamana doesn't do anything for 25 minutes, and then he comes out and is like, what is this little baby doing? Oh, he's a bit, oh, I'm dead.
And maybe more than that, this is what happens when you get a great game out of Thor. Leading players in gold and kills is Frostiak, and it just left so much room for Zalia, you know, a player that's really, he feels like he's warmed up, he's going, he's hot, he's not only a top player and has been a top performer in the soul lane for some time. You gave him so much room up against the support because the pressure from Frostiak was so strong around the map that it let him just go 1v1 versus a player that clearly does not have as much experience in the pro setting, and Zalia comes out way ahead there, 5-1-6 on the Vamana, and truly brings the carry potential later in this game.
Yeah, well, that's really what we're seeing right now is that carry potential is reigning supreme in the Smite meta currently. Playing characters that can scale well into late game seems to be the ticket to a possible victory, and we see Exposed Secrets just activating that strategy effectively here. 24, 12, and 32. 12, 24, and 30, I mean, they had a lot of good kills on the side of SK Gaming. They played incredibly well across the board, but they just could not find a way to slow down the pacing of Exposed Secrets. Exposed Secrets was on the gold theory. They were pushing the mid tower. They were ganking constantly, and I think you're exactly right. I mean, Thor was the factor. It seems like Thor, if played properly and able to get into that damage mark, it's going to make a huge difference. It's something I was talking about earlier, and I saw a lot of people in the chat talking about it, wondering what, you know, why does Thor have low damage? Just before he gets any penetration, his damage is quite low because his passive has a lot of damage on it, but penetration is his biggest limitation. But if you can get penetration early, it makes a big, big difference here. But let's bring it back into this last match here with a replay on screen. Exposed Secrets with a wonderful play overall, and I want to show you exactly how they were able to get that victory because the match played out long. I mean, it was a tough run there for SK Gaming, but look at Zalia popping up his ult here. AoE coming down, big crits and damage. They're taking him up on the Phoenix here. Just gonna kill off the kill there on Captain Twig. Maniac already gone. Warchi going down as well. Looking for the follow-up here. Gonna try and chase into the well, but watch this crit on top. Boom, boom, and there goes Reals, zeros down as well, and that is going to be the deicide. So a rough late game for SK, but Exposed Secrets comes out on top.
They do, and Frostiak stealing the Gold Fury, man. That really set this game wide open, and then the rotations for him were on point and was able to basically take out everybody else that he needed to. Coming up next, guys, here in Europe, we have one more game from you from this region today. It's going to be TSM versus Coast. Can Coast find their win, or can TSM climb the ladder a little bit more? Both of these teams definitely needing to continue or get something started here. Coast only 1 win to their name. TSM with only 2, I believe, or did they pick up another win? Yeah, just 2 and 4 for them, 1 and 5 for Coast. At the bottom side of the European ladder here, we'll see if they are able to move up, guys. Coming up right next is going to be TSM versus Coast. Don't go anywhere. For Dry Bear, I'm hi-rez Barton. We'll see you with that next game starting in about 15 minutes.